Now, I'm not saying here that these insurance companies have, you know, intentionally put these index strategies together to provide an illusion. What I am telling you, though, is that when you look at the last 12 years or 10 years, and it's been one of the most historic bull runs in history, everything did good during that time. But should we expect it to just perform that way out into the future infinitely? No, that's hogwash and that's ridiculous. So what I urged everyone to do, and it's what I did when I got into this industry, again, I saw it for what it was, these big bonuses, these highly unrealistic back tested returns. And I'm like, how in the world can this happen? Like, how did this index do that number? And so I started exploring it and researching it, and I found that, hey, they were created with hindsight in mind. Now, I will tell you, there are seasoned indexes out there, ones that have been around for a long time, that you can use in these products, and they're great. Also, I will tell you that there are newer hybrid, if you will, indexes that use algorithms to rebalance and shift away from volatility. There are good ones, but what I can also tell you that there are bad ones, just like anything else. So don't take this, as a bashing of our industry. I make a living off of annuities and representing them the right way. Zach does as well. And our entire firm, which we have about, I don't know, at the time of this recording, about a dozen advisors that work with us. We all make a living, but we do it the right way. And we want to have positive conversations every year that we meet with our clients during their review process, so that we can have a great conversation and discussion. And in order for us to do that, we have to research the marketplace. We have to discard the BS. That's another word I keep going back to, but it's a real word here, BS. We have to discard the BS, move that out of the way. We got to be able to sniff it out when we're working with prospective clients, when they're working with these agents that sell by illustration only. We got to sniff that out and do a good job with it. And then we got to help you understand how we came to our recommendation. And we do that with factual data that we're going to put right in front of your face, so that you can compare the product that we're looking at and the product that the agent's selling by back-tested illustration. And the way we do that is real performance. I'll show you exactly what the index did yesterday. I'll show you what it did last year. I'm not going to show you just 12 years ago and what it did for a 12-year period that it wasn't even real. I'm going to show you real data, and that's the point. So,
yeah, and ultimately, it's putting our name on it too. So the way that we conduct our business is so that we have these annual meetings with our clients, reviewing the index performance, so that if we're in a 1-year period where that index will reset the following year, the expectations have been set. The client knows what's coming with this product, and there's no surprises, right? So our relationship lives beyond the point of sale, and we continue that relationship with confidence, knowing that we've done the right thing. Not only that, but provided the right expectations. So
absolutely.
Moving on from that, we've touched on 3 of our 5. We're almost there. So why these mistakes happen: lack of knowledge, pressure from salespeople, misleading marketing is what we just covered. Next would be captive agents, which we had touched on briefly. So many agents are restricted to what they can offer. I had mentioned that when we were speaking of investment advisors. Oftentimes we'll see that there. So the question becomes, are they truly looking at all the available options, and are they truly looking out for your best interest? Now, again, on their tool belt of what they have access to, they may be looking out for your best interest. I don't doubt that. But having a larger option or a larger pool of options provides a lot more value in this case.
Yeah, and I think that it's really important to unpack, like, why does this happen, or how has this happened where there's like this captive agent sales force?
Maybe we define it too, and what that is.
Yeah, so a captive agent is someone that only represents one company, one insurance company, or one insurance marketing organization. And with that relationship, they can only offer the products that are part of that captive agency or that captive environment. So, for example, some of the bigger names out there of captive agents, they're Mass Mutual. Like if they work for Mass Mutual, they're a captive agent. They can only offer Mass Mutual products. Nationwide has their own captive agent side. Allianz has their captive agent side. Um, Northwestern Mutual, that's a big one. Man, those guys are sipping the Kool-Aid. I tell you what, Northwestern Mutual, those guys are hardcore, very good at what they do on the investment management side, not so good on the annuity side. Do better. There's a handful of other ones out there, but captive agents can only offer the products that are available to that specific carrier. Whereas an independent agent, which is what we are here at Annuity Association, we have no allegiance to any carrier. We have no allegiance to any product. Shoot, as a matter of fact, we don't even have an allegiance to any IMO, which is if you're not familiar with our organization, when you're an advisor, in order to offer products, you have to have a relationship with an IMO. And the IMO is kind of the middleman between the advisor and the carrier or the annuity provider. Most carriers don't allow direct contracts. So a firm like ours, even though that we do a good amount of volume, we can't just go to Nationwide and be like, hey, we just want to, sign up directly with you. We have to go through their channel, which is their distribution channel, which is called an IMO. So with that being said, because we're an independent advisory firm, we're not just captive or not captive, but we're not even just, relying on one IMO. We have relationships with, I don't know, it's probably 8 or 9 different IMOs now. And the reason for that is, and it's just a part of the crap in our industry. And I hate to bash it, but it sounds like I am, because there's a lot of wrong crap in this industry.
Yeah.
But there's like exclusive relationships in the IMO world where a carrier will say, hey, we're going to make this product, but we're going to make it exclusive just to you. And no other IMO can offer it. So if you're working with an advisor that's under an IMO that doesn't have that exclusive product relationship with that carrier, you're never going to be shown that product. And so in order for us to truly be independent, we have struck up relationships with every major IMO out there so that if there's an exclusive offer, we have access to it and we can offer it. And so then we can do the right thing by you. And that's ultimately acting in your best interest.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've seen that firsthand and several times where we've pulled different information from one IMO, compared it to another. And again, it's just, we've got to vet through the information as we receive it and then interpret it to the client's best interest. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. So that's a key there. And so if you're working with somebody, ask them, are you an independent agent? And make them prove it to you. Most of the time they can't, but it's important for you to have that independent agent representing you, because then they can show you the entire marketplace.
Yeah, it would almost put in here as this top 5 list that we had mentioned as to why these mistakes happen is not working with an independent agent. I hate to put it that way, but I think that's crucial in this scenario.
For sure.
Moving on to our final point. So we've touched on lack of knowledge, the reasons why these mistakes happen: lack of knowledge, pressure from salespeople, misleading marketing, captive agents, or not working with an independent agent. And lastly is that there was really no efficient way to compare products until now. There really hasn't been any easy way for consumers to compare all the annuities side by side in an unbiased manner. And that's really, again, where we come into play, what Jeremiah had created with the company, and everybody in our association, what our mission is.
Yeah, and that was the biggest pain point for me, that when I started as a young advisor in this industry, it was hard as hell for me to figure out how to compare all the products that were out there. And when I found out, so just a quick story, I work for a smaller insurance marketing organization, and they weren't really set up for retirement planning and annuities and income planning and those things. They're more of a life insurance based insurance marketing organization, but they did have some annuity products. And when I started to learn about annuities, I saw the benefits and features and how they could be a very important, powerful tool for many people in retirement.